Hey, Gemini, welcome to 2025, the month of January. This is your astrology forecast. We're going to talk about a lot today. You can listen for your sun, moon, or rising sign in Gemini. This is an amazing month ahead because we're moving out of a time in which the energy of the nodal shift from Aries, Libra to your Pisces axis and your fourth house axis, your Virgo, indicates the beginning in January of a sense of career growth, expansion, and increase. More success is coming, Gemini, for you, not just in January, but over the next 18 months. But we see some of the first vestiges of the success in the month of January in very fortunate and surprising ways. So we're going to talk about that glow up in the career as well as the way you spend money. There's going to be some changes in how you spend and how you earn. Let's go ahead and break it down. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Lori Lothian. I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac. Of course, whole sign houses, fixed stars, minor asteroids are part of the game here. If you're also new to my channel and you want to learn how to time your best life using astrology as a navigational tool beyond the month of January, then you can also check out my 2-hour videos for each sign, or the All Signs bundle in my description box below. It's my annual fundraiser and I have a sale on right now. So if you want to grab that sale, it's going to be on during the month of January. And it's my Christmas ho, ho, ho into the new year sale. And this is to buy ring lights, time stampers, a new laptop, better microphones. It's my equipment and mini staff fundraiser that I have every year. And so thank you for considering the product. Hey, by the way, it's only a 2-hour video, but you've got the link to the hidden video, the audio or video download format, plus my PDF guidebook for each sign written by me, separate information for each sign. So there's a lot of content for a mere few bucks in my description box below. I kept it affordable so that you could receive these blessings and I could receive your donation. All right, let's get going and talk about the story of Gemini. I have a vested interest in this, and a lot of you know why. But if I say it again, people get angry at me. Progressed planets. Okay. But here we have it. So you are a Gemini. You are experiencing the following stories. We begin by talking about where the planetary ingresses are. In other words, where are the planets traveling and what will they be doing for you in January? And then we'll break it down into the week by week chronology of the month ahead. Number 1, Gemini. You're going to notice that you have this month in which you have the nodes of fate moving away from the Aries and the Libra axis. And on January the 11th, the North Node will move into your 10th house and will be there for 18 months. And this is a time, it happens every 18 years, where your financial wellness is on the increase through the work arc of the work part of your sky. To go back to feel this again, go to like the end of 2006, all of 2007 into 2008. This is the last time the Pisces eclipses were happening in your sky. That's the best way to compare it. And the energy here can also be very similarly about new ambitions and goals that you will have to achieve new levels of worldly success, as well as the actualization of that success. And the first flavor of that begins to open up for you into the month of January, around the 11th and 12th, when the node moves into your 10th house. Mercury, the messenger of the gods in the commerce sky, he's been doing a lot of back and forth in your 7th house with a retrograde there since November 4th, if I remember, well, early November. And he's finally leaving your 7th house, and he gets out of there and moves into your Capricorn 8th house of chunky money on January the 8th. Mercury in your 8th house can be a lot to do with, first of all, negotiations, contracts, deals, and fine print and accounting, regarding taxes, regarding money that you have from an inheritance, money that you have from investments in the markets, money you have from royalty income or advertising income. This is money you share, shareholding income, publishing royalty income. You see, you share it with other people. It's not all for you. It's a piece of the pie. That shared resources and unearned income, chunky money, is where Mercury will talk to you January 8th to the 27th. And also an occult mystery house. You might talk to the dead. You might learn or study some new occult technique. You might study astrology, tarot, or some other discipline, or learn more about what you already know. January 8th to the 27th. Certainly, it's a good time for financial accounting, especially in Capricorn, and getting your financial books all in a row, getting maybe early tax preparations underway, that kind of thing. Now, we also see Venus changing her sign and getting into some action as well. Venus is moving into your Pisces 10th house, which is her exaltation. And she comes here once a year, and she's very powerful in your 10th house of career. And she tends to want to bring you career gains and career blessings. So that's the gist of that. More celebrity, more success, more love by the boss. And she will be in this part of your sky January 3rd. And she doesn't leave until February 3rd. So you're looking at January being basically a glow up in your career. Now, there's a small exception to that. She's going to end up about the 18th to February 1st enclosed by, in an malefic enclosure. She's going to be between Saturn and the North Node, and that could indicate that would be a bit of a more tense time or a less successful time, or is there just some delays, or there's just some kind of constrictions in the career success story. But in general, for most of the month, minus this a couple of week period, she is going to favor your career ambitions, successes. Good time for applying for a job, asking for the raise or promotion, putting out your content on social media if you're somebody like me, and expecting to get good results. So Venus is blessing you there. Office romances can happen here if you're looking for love. Look no further than the office and office romances, although the besiegement, right, on the 18th to the 1st of February could look like, yes, there's an office romance, and it's really awkward. It's like a straitjacket. You can't tell anybody or something. All right. Mars will move on January the 6th into Cancer, and he is retrograde. He doesn't go direct until February 24th. Here he is. He's going to slide back here. You have to go back and think to yourself roughly, September the 4th to November the 4th, Mars was moving through Cancer. He's going to backtrack to the ground he covered in October. So what were you doing in September, October, particularly October, when it comes to making money, earnings, spending money, making money, drive and ambition and power to make money and have more resources? Or did you cut off a food style like September, October? Did you make a very definitive snip of some kind of addiction or food style? Changed your diet? I did. I went AIP protocol, autoimmune protocol then, and I didn't cheat all of September, October. So Mars sliding back here is going to put you back on the straight and narrow regarding dietary, around not eating addictions or food substances in your nose or mouth that are bad for you. It could be dental work time, going back and redoing some dental work, or just doing some dental work from unfinished business in the past. That's January. Even just getting a cleaning, but he's going back, and he's not going to go direct until February 23rd. And around 17 degrees of Cancer. So that kind of indicates that you're going over old ground, that Mars was traveling mostly in October. And it has to do with your money, earnings, finances, and resources, and your spending as well as your eating style. So consider that a second pass on the same territory, going back and thinking about it some more. You see, you won't get rid of Mars in your second house until April the 18th. So there's a lot going on here about face, teeth, it could be dental surgery, dental cleanings, facial rejuvenation, dermabrasion lasers. It could be things to do with spending and changing your direction, right? Changing the way you spend money because of the retrograde. And so there's something that wants to change. You have to go back to go forward. And the way you make money and the way you spend money are both under review. Jupiter is always hanging out still in Gemini, slow-moving guy, got into your Gemini sky, which is you are so lucky, so damn lucky, Queen of Mount Olympus, King of the Mountaintop. You could get chubby under this influence or muscular. You can get pregnant and get your girth increased. But I just got chubby. That's what happened to me. Jupiter is going backwards. He entered into your first house back in the third week of May in 24. He goes forward. Again, February 4th. He's been retrograding since October 9th. When he's retrograde, he's not about the outside goodies. So in January, he's still deepening your bounty in your life, like you are going to go, the slingshot's being pulled back, and you're asking yourself, what is true? What is wise? What is good? What is guru? What is light? What is true prosperity? You're asking yourselves the questions, right? Because Jupiter is the teacher when he's backwards. And so you're really going inward about this. He will turn around February 4th. You'll have some answers, and you'll slingshot forward till June the 9th, and you'll get going on your new understanding, all right, of what you really want. Saturn is still in Pisces, of course, in your 10th house, where he's been since 2023. This has climbed to the top of a mountain and down the other side. Very likely that you have achieved a great deal of success or higher levels of responsibility or achievement or authority or mastery in the work you do. However, because what Saturn climbs to a top of a goatee mountain, he always goes back down the other side. This is, of course, a seashore mountain. And you may find that as this Saturn transit continues forward in 2025, you're looking at letting go of certain aspects of career success in order to begin something new, but you're still riding high at the top of the sky with success. As you can see, Saturn is up there. I've had this set for the 29th. We still have that gnarly T-square there. Let's move us on to January 1st. Now, you're going to see we have two moons, a full moon in Cancer, and we have a new moon in the sign of Aquarius. We're going to cover both of those as we go now through the chronology of the month ahead. Now, I know that I don't have anybody giving you these dates, like with little scrolling, so take time to write it down or save this video or come back again. There are timestamps. No, they're not. So just you'll have to do your very best here to keep up with what I'm saying. On January 1st to the 4th, Mars is in opposition to Pluto. Well, Mars opposite Pluto isn't an easy story. It usually involves conflict, explosions, discontent, discord, and arguments, and power struggles between third house people and ninth house people and you. Well, it can be between your younger sibling and you, a sibling too older than you. Those are the houses of 9 and 3. It could have something to do with some kind of tension or conflict around a plan to travel abroad or to a foreign place, or even just locally. For houses 9 and 3 are journey and travel houses, and there is a conflict or a disagreement or a tension in the sky in the first 3 days of January. You might also have a tension regarding a communications project, a writing project, a publisher, a publishing thing, a podcast. Social media is your third house in the first 3 days of January. You could have a troll from hell, a blowout with somebody in social media land. Even an aunt, uncle, niece, nephew, or cousin belongs to the third, and there's power struggles and conflicts. And finally, lawsuits and tension with legal matters can show up here as well. Now, this is only until like July 4th, and it's gone 5th. By the 6th, it's gone. But keep your eye on the first few days of January for intense conflict energy. All said and done, I don't think it's that bad for you because Pluto is trining you. So I think in essence, it's much milder than it will be for other signs. On January 4th to the 6th, Sun will sextile Saturn. Well, that's going to be chunky money and father figures, chunky money and career success. It could be a nice, stable increase of money that comes from a rebate, a tax rebate, insurance payout, royalty check, ad revenue, etc., or some elderly father figure and some money being given to you as well. Again, we see that little glow up in the sky for you on January 4th to the 6th. On January 10th to the 14th, we have a lot going on. First of all, we have a spiritual warrior energy as Mars trines Neptune. Now, it's good for actions and decisions that come from a higher vision. Mars, this time, will have moved into your second house of resources and earnings. And as he comes into that trine energy, flowing to Neptune here, you see? Here, this is indicating January 9th that you might indeed be in a time frame on the 9th through to the 14th where there's some kind of passionate action and decisions being made regarding savings, money, earnings, and resources, and career ambition and dreams. But he is retrograde Mars. So this is something that you've already been pondering back in the last week of October and the first week of November, to November 4th. This is a place that you have been traveling before regarding money, resources, earnings, and savings. It's not brand new. Now, with Neptune's higher vision and Neptune direct, some real actions and decisions could help actualize some dream come true results in your career. That's how I'm going to interpret that. If you need to leave a job and it's time to quit something, you could do that with a lot of grace and power as well. And the Sun will also trine Uranus and on an Algol, a wealth star, but algal can also be difficult. The sun is in the sign of Capricorn, your 8th house of chunky money, and we're looking to algal in your back room deals and negotiations, behind the scenes, home alone, solitude. But if you make money from international, foreign shores and long distances, okay, especially with an exalted moon here, this trine can look like on the 9th and 10th, like some kind of massive uplift in financial gain from far off distant shores and foreign lands. Now, that's part of it, but you're also going to see this continues to deepen past the 9th, and it goes into about this time frame here, 23. It's definitely about some kind of financial gain and surprises. We have hospitals here, father figures, and elders. So could be a father figure in a hospital, surprisingly, and there's some money coming your way. This could also be money that you get from any of the chunky money sources, but you're also involving far off foreign lands and some surprises, including digital income, borderless revenue, but coming in chunks, not your normal paycheck. Again, royalty income, ad income, etc. A big boost. For example, a viral hit, in the online world for digital marketers and revenue creators would be an example of January the 10th through the 12th, 9th through the 12th, really. The full moon on the 13th is in Cancer, and it's got a Mars conjunction to it. So it's going to be over here, and it's closer to Mars than it shows on this, but just know that there's a full moon conjunct Mars in Cancer. And of course, I'm in the wrong sign. I told you this is a problem in your 2nd house of earnings. Now, Mars cuts, ends, and severs. He also takes action and makes decisions. Full moon means completion and ending. Contrary to popular belief, a full moon doesn't take place on the day of the full moon necessarily. It's up to 2 weeks after and up to 6 months after that you see the fulfillment of this fullness and the completion that it represents. A full moon can also just be about a ripening, a full light, a big energy in the earnings house for you, which is wonderful. More earnings, bigger light in the earnings, a bonification flow from Venus in the 10th house. Neptune North Node, increase in career and earnings. And maybe over the next 6 months, there will be an increase in career and earnings. But Mars can be a self-starter here. So yes, doing your own business can be very successful if you don't do that already. And it could be a great time for that. But Mars is also what must end. And because we need to snip it, full moons are endings. And so it kind of indicates a lot of you Geminis will be coming to an end in a certain career and earning strategy in the next 6 months after this moon, and probably see some evidence for why in the 2 weeks that follow the moon itself. You planted seeds back here for this ending, completion, fulfillment back in 6 months ago, maybe late June, early July, whenever we had the new moon in Cancer. So you planted seeds for a completion, and now you're fulfilling some seed of endings of some kind in the earnings and work story. That's what I'm going to say. It looks true to me. I'm going with it. Especially with Mars being the ruler of your 6th house, this is even more about a changing of the job and the earning strategy for a lot of you in the next few months after this full moon of January the 13th. On January 14th to the 16th, there is a square between Venus and Jupiter, which is good because it's still two benefics, even if it's a square. So Venus is in your 10th house of career. Jupiter is in the house of you. Jupiter's still retrograde. You're going back over old ground to deepen your bounty. You're looking deeper at what you really want, what's true, wise, and good for you. And you want to get a deeper knowing for what's true, good, and wise for you. And then we have a square with Venus. There's a career opportunity, a career expansion, or a career growth moment here, but it is a square. It does require decisions and actions. There's tension that must be resolved to seize the day, seize the opportunity, make the decision, or take the action in a really nice career opportunity that's also connected to the past. What past is it connected to? Probably it's connected to the last week of September and early October. That's the territory that Jupiter's transiting at this time of the square. So again, January 14th to 16th. And then January 14th to 16th, the sun is opposite Mars. Now, first of all, the sun is at the tail end of your chunky money house opposite Mars, who does like to spend money. And there could be a moment of sort of some clash regarding spending and your investments, or spending and your chunky money, or having to argue for or make a case, I have to fix it, or fight for your share of some kind of financial pie. And that energy will be coming up, including even taking legal action if needed to make an argument for some share of a financial pie, for one example, that could be playing out around January 14th to the 16th. Now, on January the 18th to the 19th to the 20th, in that whole 3-day window, we're going to see Venus conjunct Saturn and sextile Mercury. So I'm going to try to move us forward, but you can see what's happening. So let me try the minutes instead. It's challenging, I'm telling you. This is why I can't spin the wheel. I keep losing what I'm trying to do. Now, this software just doesn't let me pin to, the horizon line, a sign like anything but Aries, and that's why this is a challenge. Okay, enough of my problems. January 18th to the 20th, Venus conjuncts Saturn. Now, we can see it building up. That's going to drive me nuts, guys. We can see it building up at the top of the sky. This conjunction is here on the 18th. It's love is hard, money is hard. Love endures, money endures. Stabilizing money, stabilizing love. But because it's your 10th house of career, it's unless you're going to announce an engagement or announce that you and your partner are moving in together, and that could be what that is, then you could be announcing something else, a retirement from your career. You could be announcing, because, or like showing with the world something about love and money, love and money, and career and money. It could be a feeling, a new beginning. This is taking you back to 94, 95, 93, 94, 94, 95, 96, around there. Let's go back to the early 90s when we had Saturn in the sign of Pisces. And you might be thinking to yourself, then you've been through this Venus conjunction to Saturn 3 times before, 30 years ago. Here we go again. So if you want to go back to 94, 95, maybe 96 in that time frame, you'll be able to compare notes to where you felt there was these challenges to your career every year to start a reset button. And you had to endure, and you had to prevail, and you had to persevere in order to see the success happen. So there's a grinding part to this energy that is kicking into the sky on the 18th, determined the ability to have exalted career success in alignment with your highest wishes and dreams and expansion. But it requires backbone, grit, and determination. And then you see Venus will get into the enclosure between Saturn and the North Node through to February 1st. And that's just going to be maybe feeling like you literally are wedged between a rock and a hard place, and having to work, to exalt your career, because you can have worldly success because the North Node is there, and Saturn is saying, be disciplined, restructure, work hard. And it just feels like it's a lot of hard work. The 18th to the February 1st. Also, as Saturn and Venus are colliding together, they are flowing, in a couple of directions. First of all, they're flowing to Mercury. So there is something good happening with your chunky money as well around the time of the 18th, a day or two before and after. So chunky money, tax monies, monies from your career path, monies from your shared resources, monies from investments are all looking good. But also there's a bit of a wedge forming in the sky at the same time with the nodes of fate that also point to the energy of the sun in the 8th house. There's a critical fated destined turning point coming up with chunky money, unearned income, and it could be a legacy wealth, family of origin money, or career breakthrough that's fated and destined. So look for that intensity around a solar light in the house of chunky money at the bending of at the trine and sextiles the node of fate. Whew. And then we're going to move on. January 21st to the 22nd. I could only do 4 of these in a day now. I used to do them all at once, and I used to be breathless and exhausted. I'm doing 4 a day. Like, subscribe, please help me out. Okay, hit the notification bell. You know the drill. January 21 to 22, we have a lot going on. A nice wedge is forming in the sky. Let's try to move us forward to the Uranus-Mars sextile coming up. Sorry, guys. I'm all over the map today. There we go. So Mars, change, action, decisions, retrograde about things in the past, October, maybe late October into early November, wants to give you a shocking surprise, unexpected. It could be an increase of money made from digital income, royalty income, digital income, borderless income. It could be a sudden surprise from a foreign place, foreign shore, a sudden shocking surprise regarding getting rid of a food style or addiction in a blinding, fast, lightning bolt way, flowing to Mercury in the 8th house, because Mercury's in a money house, and Mars is in a money house. It's probably about money. And the Algol Wealth Star is a money house, and the 12th house can be a money house. So there's something going on about finances that is surprising and positive. Commercial success, Mercury, Mars, commercial success, surprise, positive, breakthrough energy for you on the financial front that surprises you. And it's good for also breakthroughs in addictions and self-undoing. And that window of surprising breakthrough is January 21 to 23. And you'll notice as well that the Sun and Pluto are co-joining up here. This starts to be very active around the 20th to the 21st to the 23rd, Pluto Sun conjunction in your 9th house. A powerful, wealthy person who is in the book publishing industry makes contact with you. A powerful, beautiful glow up in your dharma and a sense of purpose. A powerful new beginning of an opportunity to shine brightly in the area of the life that represents teaching and learning. A powerful opportunity connected to far foreign shores and lands that is positive. And coming into a deeper alignment with purpose. And again, that is pretty well happening at the same time as the money surprise. On January 25th to the 27th, we have a beautiful grace triangle, a mini trine. Let's put that. Oh, did I tell you about the full moon? Yes, I did. Don't worry about me. I have a brain. It's somewhere in my brain. All right, moving into the 25th. Okay, so there's a beautiful grace triangle forming here. Can you see it? Right here. And what is happening is on the 25th to the 27th, Venus and Mars, the cosmic lovers, are in a beautiful flowing waltz together. And Mars is retrograde, moving toward Venus, and Venus is moving towards Mars. And so from the 25th to the 27th or so, you're going to, even the 28th, you're going to feel like everything's coming up roses for you and for me, or for you, in regards to your career and money and earnings. Even while you have a malefic enclosure for Venus, even while you're working your ass off, you feel the reward, you feel the glow, you feel something is moving in the right direction. And you can make decisions and take actions regarding keeping a job, quitting a job, changing a job, and know that you've got a Venusian blessing from the Venus-Mars trine. But it's also a mini grand trine, which points to surprises from far off foreign shores and lands, surprises from digital income, borderless revenue, and international revenue sources. And it's shocking and positive. It's surprising and good. It's a glow up. Now, it could also be some backroom deals or negotiations leading to a greater career success, a raise or promotion, and it becoming obviously there for you January 25th to the 27th. On January the 20th, and then you could also notice that Mercury is taking the sun's spot and creating that wedge, the sun's place, and making another wedge here as well. Again, we keep seeing a lot of focus here on that chunky money connected to fated, destined circumstances in your life coming through the sky at the end of January. Venus connects with Neptune on the 31st of the month at the very tail end. And that soulmate love, dreamy love, beautiful love, love that transcends the boundaries and borders of reality. You see, like love that hits the high notes, right? It's that bring me a higher love, that kind of thing. There it is. Now we have to go back to your sign, but it's such a nice touch. And of course, Venus does it once a year until Neptune finally leaves Pisces. And she is in the sign of her exaltation. So an exalted glow up in your career, in your reputation, in your visible part of your sky in the high noon. Finally, new moon, 9 degrees, almost 10 of Aquarius on the 29th of the month. You're going to have to take my word for it, but the new moon is happening over here. And a new moon is a new beginning and a fresh start that can unfold over 6 months. Book publishing, writing, podcasting, traveling, visas, and digital foreign lands, nomad visa. I'm thinking of nomad visa. Digital income, foreign lands, foreign shores, third marriages, new beginnings, new starts, fresh beginnings, and connected to Mercury, documentation, contracts, deals, negotiations, passports. This is stuff getting acceptance letter to a university or college. The seed is being planted here on the 29th of January and can be fulfilling itself on a full moon here 6 months later. Look to clues in the 2 months after the 29th and see, is it your university application you're going to start putting in? Is it a visa, passport, digital nomad visa for Portugal like me? What are you up to? Because you're going to see the seeds are planted now. The book publishing deals, contracts, agents, the seeds are planted, new moon, the 29th of January, add a couple of weeks, and then wait to see the fulfillment within 6 months. All right. Thanks for listening, Gemini. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Check out my below box, everything you need to know. Patreon community, early access ad free, Zoom meetings with me, classes I teach there. Check out everything about my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter. You might want to join me there or in my Substack Pluto Chronicles articles. Free. It's free unless you want to support me with some money. Or you might even check out my Cosmic Moonshine Weekly Forecast newsletter. I have like 15,000 subscribers. No, 12,000 subscribers to that. But the reason you want to check it out is because if you want to get a reading with me, good luck. You want to be on one of my contact points off of this channel in order to know when spots open up. All right. Thank you very much. Any of them will do. My Patreon community or my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter are definitely places to find me and know when I have spots open. Otherwise, I'll be putting out lists of referred astrologers that I think are worth your time and energy on my channel because I can't possibly see as many people as want to see me. I don't have time, nor do I have interest. I'm mostly teaching these days as well. Take care. Have a wonderful January 2025.